I'm training for the Spartan in February and bar released at the same time. And I'm like, how do I honor me doing both of these things? How do I honor me as a coach and then my social circle, right? So guess what I did? I married the training schedules together. And that's what I love about this business is that we see so many people doing so many different things. And we're like, I have to follow so-and-so. I have to do it Izzy's way. I have to do it Emma's way. I have to do it whoever else is on this phone, phone calls way. And you absolutely do not. We had our super weekend event last weekend. Did anybody go to theirs?
Yeah, we had quite a few of us here from the UK who went to ours, yeah.
Good. And Top Coach lives here in Phoenix with me in Arizona. And she, Ashley Moltstedt, got up and spoke, and she's like, you know what the coolest thing about this business is that you can look around at everybody doing their thing and they're all having success. And if you ask them like what to do in order to be successful, it's going to look a little different for everybody. So you have to do what honors you. Like I really do believe in trying bar out and participating in that and getting to know it because you'll get your story from that, right? But for me personally, I decided to marry it with Spartan training. They are completely opposite. They do not work well together, but that's just how I am. It fits both personalities. And so you got to look at your own life and ask, okay, maybe you go all in with bar, you dive into it, that's your baby, and that's what you're going to do for the next few weeks, and you're going to run with that. But maybe you're going to take it and spin it in a different direction, and that's cool too. So as you're on the call with Izzy and I, and you listen to our different approaches to how we bring people into the team, even that is really different. I recruit for fitness, usually, like I want fitness-minded women and men, and Izzy recruits for business-minded men and women, right? Mostly women. And so we're going to go through and just share a couple of tips with you. Sorry, I just took over the call. I must be high on Energize and laugh.
Oh no, that's fine. I thought you probably would, so that suited me down to the ground.
Izzy and I get along pretty well. We're like, whatever.
I'm sure Emma will open the call, so that's fine. Do you want me to kick off first?
I would love for you to kick off first. So do you want to give like a 1-minute intro of your story and then
I think a lot of you guys know my story, and I'm going to keep it really short, but basically I came into the business almost 2 years ago now. I came into the business as someone who wanted to work the business, but very much kind of took quite a relaxed approach in that respect. So I just said to myself, right, I've just trained as a PT, I need to get fit and healthy, my husband works really long hours, I can't get to a gym, so I'm going to do these programs. I've heard of them. I'd done Insanity. I knew and loved it. And as soon as I heard it was Beachbody, I was literally banging my coach's door down, which is like your dream coach, right? And so I started doing that. I was doing my PT in my classes. And actually, as I started to do it more, I started to realize that actually to earn like the full-time income that I needed, I was going to have to work my backside off early mornings, late nights, that I didn't have because my husband works really long hours, for getting paid pretty much pittance for influencing a smaller spectrum of society. And for me, like I'd actually, when I became a PT, I'd started my Instagram page because I was like, I want to create a sphere of influence. That's the kind of person I am. So then when this coach opportunity came across and I started doing it, I started to see the influence that I could have, but also the kind of business skills that I could put into practice. So my background before I qualified as a PT was that I actually had a 10-year corporate property career in London. I started essentially as a realtor, estate agent, just, in the centre of London, really good office in Chelsea. They put me in to start with, straight out of uni. And then I was like, I want to run my own office. So I ran my own office. I set that one up from a team of 1 to a team of 7. By the time I left, it was doing over £1 million in profit a year. But I left because I couldn't deal with having a full-time nanny and seeing my little boy for 30 minutes every day. It destroyed me. There was just no way I could carry on. So that's why I qualified as a PT. And I will just briefly touch on like where my passion comes from. And actually this is something that's universal, and I'm sure Emma will share the same. Like, it comes from a love for the programs, and my real love and understanding of what this could do for somebody's life from a business perspective came into practice when my mum really sadly had a brain aneurysm 18 months ago, and I never got to say goodbye. She never recovered. She was in a coma for 3 weeks. She was my best friend, and I dug into 80-day obsession at that point, and I made the decision that I was gonna lean into the community, not out. And it honestly saved me. To this day, I don't know where I'd be for my family if it wasn't for this opportunity. And with the power of that, I turned to my husband and I was like, I don't really want to do the PT in the class anymore. I want to reel back and I want to go all in, because if this can change somebody's life like it's changed mine, and you know, and help them through something like this, like even if it's not like extreme, then I want everyone to do it. And so that's where my passion for it comes from.
Whenever I hear your story, I get a little teary-eyed. It's so inspiring. So you want to go into sharing about, so Izzy was going to talk about how to invite to our sneak peek group, and I guess I'll just explain a little bit about what this is. Okay, on this call, we decided that we were going to talk about how do you invite people to a coach sneak peek opportunity, or we're calling it, what did we name it? Fitness coach info group is what we're calling it. Real basic. Those are terms people recognize. We're not calling it Fitfluencer or anything like that, because the general public is like, what? I don't know what that means. But if we're like, it's a fit coach info group that we're going to be hosting on January 23rd. It's a group on Facebook. We'll open. You are welcome to join. And we will, that day, we'll post up some videos and some content. Izzy and I will split that up and just talk about what coaching is and isn't, and what it means to join our team, and what would be expected of people, how you make money, what Beachbody is, all those things that people want to know before they decide to sign up. So this call today, so that's on the 23rd, it's open Facebook group. We will leave that open so you can add in your potential people into that to get information, and then be able to follow up with them later to ask them questions, etc. Make sense? Yeah. Cool. Put it on your calendar. Yeah. So this call is to go over, but how do you invite people to join that group? How do you talk to people? Where do you find them? What do you say? How do you post about it on social media? Like all those things. So Izzy was going to cover going over to social media. Like she does this very, very well. She's one of the top recruiters in the company. And she uses all Instagram stories and Instagram and then Facebook. And how does she do that? I am going to go over in person and inviting challengers and stuff like that. And I'll do that next.
Yeah. So I'll be perfectly blunt and honest, like, and as Emma's kind of alluded to, I don't really invite challenges unless I've got call to action in my stories about inviting challenge groups. I really do. For me, I believe like if I split my focus and try to invite to both, then my results are just going to be compromised in both areas. So I just focus on one funnel, and hopefully that makes sense to you. So for me, I am always leveraging my social media for business builders, for people who are my avatar. An avatar, for those of you guys don't know what it is, it's somebody that is you before Beachbody. Like, who were you? What were your strengths? What were your weaknesses? What were your pains? And what was really causing you pain? And what did you need in your life? And so for me, obviously, I was that corporate girl stuck in the rat race, missing my son like crazy, looking for something more. And I will often post along that strategy. Now, that isn't how I post every day, because quite frankly, you need to make sure that you're rotating through your posts every week. And I'm sure you guys all know that. But with every single post that I am putting out to social media, and for the most part, I use Instagram, I am always thinking about, and how does this relate to building curiosity around coaching? I'll always ask myself that question, whether or not I'm talking about like the new bar program. I always want them to see what's in it for them if they were to do the coaching. So say I'm talking about bar, I'll be talking about how much I love it and how much I'm like, it's just incredible that that's just part of my career, my job, to like do these incredible master trainer devised programs that are the best ones to come out of the States. So in some, even if it's like one tiny little comment in my post, I will be basically pointing at the coach opportunity, and I'll be doing that with basically every single post in some capacity. But it is always different. So it might be I'm talking about my vision with the business and where I've come from and where I'm going and how my vision's changed. Vision is hugely, hugely important. And actually, it's something that I called myself out on the other week. I realized I hadn't posted about my vision for a long time. And that people talk about catching your vision. Now, I don't believe that people's visions are going to mirror yours, because we're all unique. But I think when people catch your vision, i.e. they see that you have this big vision, and again, like every one of us will have a different one, that really inspires them. And it says to them, hey, this girl is so serious about what she's doing, because she's putting it out there where she's going and what she's doing in the business. And that brings like belief and trust in you. But obviously, like when you're posting, that's one thing. You should be posting on Instagram every single day, particularly in the lead up to the sneak peek. You really, really want to be thinking about, if you're going for business builders, that you are pointing at that coach opportunity more and more, and that you dilute out the ones that are focused on fitness if you're going kind of for my kind of strategy with your social media. The thing that is most important of all as you lead into this period of time, as we're coming into this sneak peek, is that you are shouting out your team. You're showing that you're part of a team. It's not you talking about being part of a team because they can't see the proof. It's like if you're trying to invite challengers, you're sharing a challenge group. If you're trying to invite coaches, you need to share what's on your team page. You need to share who's doing well. If it's not one of your coaches, who cares? Like, one of Emma's coaches, one of my coaches, one of the coaches in your team who has got you know, a new challenger, so a new coach rather, and then talking about it. So make sure in the lead up to a sneak peek that you're talking about, you don't need to like make it like super obvious, because I find that's almost a turn off. You want curiosity marketing, so you don't want to be talking about the same thing about coaching every day if you're going to talk about it, because people are like, oh, stuck record. But in some capacity every day, I want you to think about the fact that in the lead up to sneak peek, you are going to talk about the coaching opportunity in some capacity in your stories onto camera and what it's done for your life, whether it's community, whether it's finances, whether it's leaving your corporate job behind, whether it's having a clearer vision. Like, there's so many things you can talk about that are amazing. So make sure you're ticking that box every day. It's almost like adding an extra box onto your bat tracker, right? If you use the bat, maybe you will do. And then you want to be on fire. So you want to be showing who are your new coaches into the team this month, you know, what your vision for the team is. And you'll see me do this. Like, I know my guys know I do this. When I'm leading up to a mentorship, I'm always talking about the date of the sneak peek, and then what date the mentorship, which is the training, is going to start. And I always make it exclusive. So it's like, again, inviting to a bootcamp. I'm like, I've got 5 spots in my coach mentorship that starts on, it's probably going to be Monday I think it's Monday the 29th, which is kind of leads on nicely from that sneak peek date. No, it's Monday the 27th. And I will have visuals, call to action story visuals, which I'm sure you guys do them for your boot camps, but I think sometimes we forget that for the coaching, they need that clarity as well. They need to know like what it includes. So I'll happily share them with Emma when I finish, but I have visuals that I change the branding on to just freshen them up. But essentially they say like who I'm looking for. It's like that post that you see in your grid, but it goes onto my page every single day. And so there'll be one that says like who I'm looking for, because I'm trying to catch the people I'm looking for, right? Then I'm saying like what the opportunity entails and like what they need to do, an action point they need to take to get into the sneak peek in this case, because we're doing a live sneak peek. So that I am actively collecting those people. And you better bet that in the lead up to sneak peek, I'm going to be connecting with more people. I'm going to be quite specific about the kind of person that I'm looking for in social media. I want to find my me's. So I'm going to go into the Instagram accounts that look like my kind of person. The other thing that I will say, and this is something, you know, I don't think I really realized for a long time, is that if you guys have done other sneak peeks or you've had girls who've been interested in the coaching before, you need to go out to every single one of them and let them know about this, re-invite them. Because the last sneak peek we did, I got 4 new coaches from that sneak peek, and 3 of those were from historical sneak peeks. They'd been in another one, but they just hadn't caught the vision enough, or it wasn't the right time, and they just need to see the stories told in a different way. And sort of also you're building trust because you've invited them to one before, right? But you're still there, so you're inviting them to another one. So yes, fresh invite, absolutely. But I believe that the most immediate traction you're going to have is with those people who've historically been interested in the coach opportunity or have been in a previous sneak peek. So I don't know whether you guys have got other sneak peeks in Facebook that you've done and you know you've got contacts in there and maybe they're not in your tracking system. Just make sure you go in there and you dig them out. And then I would just say like build FOMO, like, you know, that it's an exclusive group and that there's going to be a lot of information and that there's limited spots available. And so they, you know, you will need to know from them once the live session has finished why they want to join. And that's really important because that kind of is asking them for something. But with your social media, like it really depends how you invite. And I'm not going to kind of teach you how to invite, because I think something that I love, and a coach said this and it really stuck with me, is Kate Schultz. And she said, invite how you would want to be invited. And I'm like quite a straight to the point kind of person. So I wouldn't want someone to like build a massive connection with me for ages and then invite me, because I'd be like, stop it. Like, what do you want? Just ask me the question, you know, just ask me outright. So I tend to just, when people follow me or they like my stuff for the first time or they are watching my stories, they're going to get a coach invite from me. And it usually says, and I sent it to Emma, but it's something along the lines of, hey, thanks so much for I don't know, like watching my stories, following me back, liking my post. I really appreciate it. And often I'll go into their page, particularly if it's a coach invite, and I'll find something I like, or I'll say like, I love your page. And then I'll say, like in this case, we're hosting a live informational session all about how you can be a wellness coach on the date, which is the 23rd. If I got you some more info, would you like to be added to the group? And for the most part, when you say, if I do X, would you do Y with that question, they say, yeah, sure. And then you're just getting them. And what I love about what we're doing here, and this, I haven't done a live sneak peek in Facebook for quite some time until I did one not that long ago with Donna in our team. But what it reminded me of was the fact that I had been actually sticking to doing a lot of follow-ups on Instagram. And I know some girls here, we've got real Instagram girls and we've got real Facebook girls. But what I find is that actually moving them from Instagram into Facebook, you've moved them from Instagram into Facebook. So you've got them in two places and you're building an email list as well. And it just is kind of easier on the follow-ups because some of them might use one form of media more than another. So you're kind of building your bank in both platforms, which is awesome. So yeah, like, and if you're somebody that does have confidence when it comes to like talking to the screen, what I really noticed with my Instagram, and I haven't done this so much recently, but I think there are periods when the algorithm is better than others, going live in Instagram. And if you're looking for business builders, sharing like mindset tips, you know, all the stuff about, you know, you can go into my Instagram page afterwards, but I have quite a bank of like, they're kind of girl boss movies. And essentially they are all things that I've learned from coaching, right? So it's like mastering your mindset, how to get over the naysayers, like believing in yourself. And of course, it's not just, you know, us as coaches that need that. There are people out there watching us who like are really inspired by that because they see we were that girl who maybe had no confidence, like I had really low confidence, and now I talk about having lots of confidence. And when they see that, they start to see that it's actually not just fitness. And for my kind of tribe, I think my kind of tribe want more than just fitness. They want the mindset piece too, because that's what's really attracted me in. But it also gives you social weight, and it's building trust because you're getting in front of them in the closest format there is to being with them face to face, which of course is going to build trust more quickly. And what I did notice, and I will just share this isn't something for the sneak peek, but I think it's really important to mention it since I said it, is that I get all of those added to YouTube. And then if my sneak peek ever goes into YouTube, lo and behold, they're watching my sneak peek, and then they're in my channel and they're like, oh, wow, look at all this content. Oh, wow. And then often they'll come back to me and be like, wow, I was so inspired by all your videos, because I've sent them to my YouTube because my sneak peek's in there. And then I've built more trust because they've just gone through my bank of videos. So that's not going to be for everyone, and not everyone is going to want to do that. But if you know you're someone that likes to talk about the mindset piece or go live, things like that, then I would heavily encourage you to think about that, because it's going to really help build trust, particularly with people who are thinking about the business. And I think really like that's it. I think you've just got to, I just invite everyone in. And I did have a period of time where I got them to fill out my my type form, the coach application, but I've actually changed that up recently because I just think a lot of people, it puts them off. And I'm like, are we missing people because maybe they don't have the time, or they've seen my message and they've not come back to it, and then like, oh, I can't be bothered. You know, if it was me maybe in corporate life and someone said, can you fill this out, I probably would have been like, oh, I'm never going to get around to doing that, you know. So I've just changed that up a little bit, and I can't say right now there's a right or wrong, but I'm definitely getting more people interested in the coach opportunity because more people are seeing my sneak peek. I think that's it really, Emma.
I love it. So as you were talking, I jotted down a bunch of notes, and I'm one of those people that's like, I kind of like to have, I like to know what I'm going to be posting next, kind of, so I can like think about it. And so some of the ideas that, I don't know if these are helpful or not, but as you were describing these things, I wrote them down on my calendar. So for example, like on Wednesday would be like a great day to do a Woman Crush Wednesday, like a WCW, and highlight a coach, like a coach's story in your Instagram stories. And then on Thursday, of course, talk about like payday and what are you going to do? And like today I was talking to my very best friend who is a doctor. So she doesn't need the coach opportunity. She's got plenty of money and whatever. And I was telling her, I'm like, I'm going to increase my income this year by $50,000. And she's like, what? How the hell are you going to do that? And I'm like, just watch me work. And she's like, I want to join your team. And I was talking about how fun we're having. Like I'm bringing her with me to Punta Cana, and then I'm going to increase my business and I get paid to do this. And like, I go on all these hikes and whatever. And because I like showed her like what my goal is and just the vision of my goal of like, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it while I'm staying home with my kids and hiking the mountains and doing all these other things I do in my life. She was like, I want to join your team and make some money with you. I'm like, all right, sure. But just like, so on payday would be a great day. What the hell is your vision for the business? Share it. Talk about where you are now and where you're going to be this time next year. That'd be a great day to do that. And then on Fun Fit Friday, Fun Fit Friend Friday, I always call it the F word Friday. That would be a great day to survey. Like, I'm looking for this girl. Are you this girl? You know, and that'd be a great, like, surveying my friends. Who are you? Come out wherever you are. And so just thinking about those kind of things. And as you're like, because sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go, I don't know what to post in my stories today. But when you have those moments of creativity, like when Izzy's talking or another coach is talking and it inspires you, jot it down really quickly on your calendar. And then you'll kind of know, oh, boom, there's a plan. And then it's not that hard. And then that way, when you wake up on Friday morning, you're like, oh yeah, I was going to do that little survey thing for my friends. And then the mindset thing you just said, okay, Mindset Monday. Cool. I'm going to go live today and talk about mindset. That was easy. So thanks, Izzy, for that one.
I love the way your brain works. My brain does not work like that.
And that's why we have everybody here doing this all differently. And that's why we collab together, like Izzy and I, because our brains work differently. And I see Sarah Lenore on here. I know that one of the reasons why I got to be an elite coach or whatever, like a repeat elite, was because I worked with Sarah, who has a very different brain than me. And that's what's cool. So if you see somebody that's doing something that you're like, I love what you're doing, I have no idea how you're doing it, ask. Just open your mouth and ask. Or like, would you like to pair up to do a challenge group? Would you like to pair up to do a sneak peek? Would you like to do a coach opportunity or a coach training or whatever? Just ask. And usually they're like, yeah, I'd love to talk with you more. I've never had a coach say, no, thanks, I don't want to talk to you.
I just pulled you down.
Yeah, nobody's ever turned me down in 8 years. Nope. No, it's because I bribe them with money. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
No, I said I meant I bowled you down. I just approached you and was like, hey, let's do a sneak peek.
She did, with her message that was like, I like your energy and want to work together. And I'm like, So my portion of it, so I've been a coach for 8 years. I am a 3-time elite coach, 10-star diamond. I'm 10-star, 3-star, 1-star. And I've spoken at Summit, I think 4 times, I can't remember, as like a Summit speaker. But that's not why I got into this business. It wasn't about that. For me, I'm very fitness forward with the business. And what I mean by that is that I got results from Beachbody programs before I became a coach and was just sharing it with people anyway. They were going and ordering it off of Amazon. And one of my friends was like, why don't you just become a coach? And I'm like, no, I don't want to sell stuff. Selling stuff sucks. And after I investigated what the business is, I was like, I could totally do that. I'm just sharing my story, inviting people to join me, and boom, I get to make money. Cool, I'll do it. So that's what's kept me here for as long as I've been here, because I really believe that these programs and this business opportunity can give you the freedom to do whatever you want. It helps to have that power and confidence within you. So the way I actually approach invitation is the first 2 weeks of the month, I'm inviting to my challenge group. The last 2 weeks of the month, I'm inviting to my team. And so I like to have the balance of both, because I understand not everybody's going to want to like work the business. It's just not where they're going to be. But I'd still like to help them with fitness. I'm really passionate about that. I love working out with people and I love when people get it, that once you take care of your body and yourself, you have that trickles into all areas of your life. So that's never going to go away from me. I still want to run continuous challenge groups every month, right? And I have an ongoing one, so I just keep adding people in it, and then every month has a new theme. So it makes it easy for me, right? So then the second half of the month, I'm inviting to my team. So the first place I go when I'm going to do new coach training or whatever that's starting at the beginning of the month, I go into my challenge groups on week 3 of the month, and I look at my challengers, and the ones that stand out to me that they're making a difference or having success, or like I really like their vibe in the group, I just send them a message. And every single month I check in with them. But here's the thing. I check in with my challengers every week. It's a quick little voice message and that's it. And then they check in back with me and I get to know them. So that way, when I'm inviting them to join my team, it's for a specific reason. Like, hey, you just mentioned how worn out you are with your job and how you're so sick of taking your kid to daycare. Have you ever thought of another option, like maybe becoming a coach? Like, what if you didn't have to do that anymore? You already like the programs, you're using it anyway, or it might be for the discount, or it might be I know you're having so much fun in here, but I'm going to warn you, on month 2 and 3, most people lose steam. But you know what helps with that? When you have friends you've brought in, when you brought into our group, it increases your accountability for yourself by 70%. Did you know that? If somebody brings someone else in and you're coaching the group still, you're running everything, you're posting everything, they just got to have their friend in there and they just like and comment on their friend stuff, it increases their accountability. So have you ever thought about bringing somebody else into the group and you could make the money on that? And I'll help to coach you. And then boom, you get to start to grow a business and get some of this kickback. I just like to have more people in here because I just want to change the world. That's why. And I just talk like that. And so I get to know them. I get to know where they're at in their life. And so that way it's an easy invite. And I keep inviting them every single month and I let them know. I'm going to keep asking until you give me a hard no or you join my team. And I find Emma maybe later. All right, cool. And so, with this, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through all of my clients. I'm going to send out an email to all my client list and invite them. I'm going to actually send out 3 emails. This is what it is, and then last call, better join now, just so that they know to join this sneak peek group. So that's how I start with my current client base. They have become some of my very best, most loyal coaches that will never ever leave. And I love them for it. And so, because they get the business, they get what we're doing. They already have their story. They can already talk about 5, 6 other people in the group, when they get to going on the business. So that's a great place to start. The other thing I love to do is invite people like face to face. So like, for example, I believe in the law of attraction. Do you guys believe in that too? Like what you are putting out there in the universe is what you're going to get back to you, right? So if you're wanting people to join your team that are happy, driven, ambitious, healthy, they live healthfully, naturally, then you got to be that person and you got to put it out there. You got to tell the universe what you want by what you're doing. Does that make sense? Yes? So I am a little bit different than a lot of people out there. Now, granted, we all have balance, right? So I don't even need to get into this. Sometimes I also eat a cheeseburger conversation. We don't need to have that conversation. Everybody knows that. But when I go out with my friends, I am the girl that's inviting my friends to go hike with me. I am the girl that's like when we go out to eat, I usually order something more healthful. And it's not because I'm trying to play the art of being a coach. I actually do love living healthy. Like it's just something that's part of who I am, right? And when we get into conversation, so I'm out and about trying to like be social and meet people all the time, just because that's what I like and enjoy. And I really try to just be that person and be happy energy and not complain, not gossip, not be that girl, because happy people shouldn't act like that. And I try to be more interested and get to know them than interesting. So I ask a lot of questions and like, tell me about that, or who's your kid, and on just a personal level. I never invite people to join my team or join my challenge group ever, ever, ever on that first meeting. I take my time, and I know this is a slower approach, but it works for me. And so I always add them as a friend on Facebook. I say, hey, look, I bet we're going to run into each other again. Are you on Facebook or Instagram? Cool, let me add you. And I hurry and add them right there. I'm like, we'll chat later. Then I send a follow-up message. It's like, it was great to know you, or to get to know you today, blah, 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 blah. And I wait 48 hours, like and comment on some of their stuff, and then I invite them to something. I invite them to whatever I think is right for them right now. So I either invite them to join my next fitness group, or I invite them to join the Coach Sneak Peek. Like, you mentioned this with your kids, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever thought about becoming a fitness coach? And they're probably like, no. Would you like to join our group and get some information? And so I do that with people I meet out and about. In fact, I did that on my hike on Friday. I went hiking with 6 people, and guess what? 4 out of the 6 got the intro, what is coaching info video, just because we were talking about it. Then, this is something different that I learned a long time ago, and I actually feel like it works. Okay, so like I said with the law of attraction. So one of the things I do every single morning is I have my morning routine where I set my intent for the day and all that. And when I'm doing my meditation and prayer, and even if you don't believe in God, you should believe in the energy or the universe or whatever. We all believe in something, right? I always say, bring the people into my life that need my help. And I promise I will help them to the best of my ability. And then I take a minute and I just am very still and I just try to pay attention to what, pay attention to some of the energy. And then I pay attention as I'm going throughout my day and I'm looking for people that I could help in whatever way. And sometimes that is because of like fitness or whatever. And sometimes it's because of the coaching opportunity. And sometimes it's just to go and love and serve on people. Either way, it all benefits us and and it all comes back to us in a positive way because you get a reputation of being somebody that helps, right? And you want people to trust you. People will want to join you when they feel like you care about them, that you can help them, and that they can trust you. And so you're doing these things to do that. So it might sound a little quirky and weird, but I do that. I pause, and I think it's good to pause and go, who is it that I want to bring into my team? How can I help them? And where are they? And then just go out and invite. The last thing is, when I've listened to top coaches talk over and over and over and over and over and over again, like Danielle Tony, she's been in the business, 10 years, Fit and Funky. Anyway, she was here at Super Saturday. And she said, we overcomplicate all this stuff with coaching. Here is what works. It's worked since 1996. And it's you personally get amazing results with our fitness programs, supplements, and nutrition plan. And you get amazing results with the business because you're doing the business activities, right? And then you go and you talk about it. You get to know people well enough to know what they need, and you offer a solution. And you do that over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's all we do, because you say that you want to change the world. You say that you want to help people. That's how you do it. You first live it, and then you invite people. Inviting always works. We had a top coach dinner here in Phoenix 2 months ago. Sat around the table, and everybody was talking about what works in the business. And guess what came out? Top coach Ashley said it. Rhonda Ray said it. Like several other coaches said it. Inviting always works. So I want y'all to, right now, to choose a number that scares you of how many people you're going to invite to get this information or to join our information group. And you're going to invite them by we're doing this on the 22nd. So yeah, the night of the 21st. What's your big scary number? Now, before you choose this number, I want you to think about, what is your goal for the year? And remember that you want to get more people to join your team at the beginning of the year to give them some time to grow into diamond and star diamond and whatever, right? If you want to hit elite, you got to stack it now. Got to get more people in now. About 1 in 10 working coaches in the business go to diamond. The average, you have to look at your numbers, right? You got to know your numbers. Out of last however many people you invited to join your team, how many said yes and signed up? Do you know? For me, it's about 5. Every 5 I invite, 1 will sign up to join my team. And so you have to look at the numbers that way. So for me, I have a goal to invite 50 people to this info group. Not all of them are going to say yes, but then that fills that funnel. Some of them will say yes, some of them will join, and some of them will join my team.
Are you inviting them in the flesh, or you've met them in the flesh before you're inviting them for the most part?
Not for the most part. It's a mix. I will also be doing a lot of Instagram, social media invitation, and then my challengers, and then also in the flesh.
Yeah.
So everything. It's a combination of all of it.
Good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's just simple. We think we need to have some really fancy whatever system, and that's not it. We just have to open our mouths and start talking about why we love this so much and how we think it can help other people, and share that with as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions?
I just am amazed by your conversion of, what was it? 5 invites, 1 will convert.
It's because I do the slow play.
I think how long will you build a relationship for before?
Depends on the person.
Yeah.
I kind of follow that plan. I don't, and unless they show interest in my post, like when I do a call to action post, or I talk about my story as a coach, or I do Instagram story stuff or whatever, I'll reach out to all those people and invite them that way, like, hey, because they showed interest. So that gives me permission.
Yeah.
So I'll invite all those people. But other people like that I just added as a friend or whatever, then usually I'll take a week or two of just kind of like being present on their page and stuff before I'll invite them. And what I'm inviting them to will depend on what information I gain from. So it takes a little longer, but then people are loyal and they stay.
Really interesting, because it's the opposite of what I do.
Really interesting. And that's what's cool is you can have the fast and furious method. Like Izzy does lots of numbers, high numbers. I don't do that, and that's never worked for me. So that actually makes me a little bit stressed out, because I'm like, there's too many people to talk to. So
I'd be stressed. I'd be like, I haven't spoken to enough people.
Question: how do you keep track of that? What part?
I think when you're building connections with people and you are taking a little while to invite them. Is that what you meant? Yeah.
So I have 2 different lists I keep. I have an awesome people list. They just think they're awesome, but I haven't invited them yet. And then I have an invite list. And so they're just 2 different lists. That's it. And once I've invited them and they decide to join, I just highlight their name. They joined. That's it. That's how I keep my list. It's not sexy. So once their name goes from so there's always I'm filling my funnel. I'm always adding new people to social or to my friend circle or whatever, right? And so I have the list of awesome people. I just think they're awesome, and I haven't invited them yet. But my goal is that every day I move a few of those names to my invite list. So at least 10 of those names go from awesome people to invite, and what I'm inviting them to is different. But I keep their names in a Google Doc.
Yeah. Hold on, I've got a couple of questions here. Do you think a live sneak peek works better than a pre-recorded video? From the experience I've had, I haven't used Emma. I don't know whether you guys are using Emma's third-party tool, which I haven't actually used yet, so I haven't even tested that yet. But my experience with sneak peeks is that certainly what I've seen is that the live sneak peek hits people harder than a pre-recorded one that they're coming to late or without question in terms of conversion. I don't know whether Emma agrees.
Yeah, so I think that it's a good question, Sarah. I think it's a combination of both. So what we're going to do in this group is that we are going to have Izzy's going to go live, I'm going to go live, and we're going to tell our individual stories. And then we're going to post the third party video. I know you're probably referring to that. It's the Brooke Lipoff created the video. It's 11 minutes long. It's on YouTube, and it's called Everything You Know Before You're Becoming a Beachbody Coach or something like that. And I love it, and I use it all the time, and it's great. So we're going to post that video as well. In the group, we're also going to have a section for coach stories where you guys can share a picture of your family or something from coaching you love, and then tell your story, why did you become a coach, what's happened, whatever. So we'll have a little unit for that, and so people can kind of click and get to know the team as well. And so it'll be a combination of info and some text, and also our live stories. And so hopefully it'll hit notes for different people that like different things. So
yeah, I'm so excited about this because I haven't done it like this before, and I'm really excited I think it's just great to have all of that, because we haven't shared coach testimonials, I've said to Emma before, and I think for everybody it means that, and kind of hopefully no matter who you're inviting in, they're going to relate to someone's story, and I'm excited to see that.
So Marta asked, what are the Google Streak levels or sections that you have? I don't use Google Streak. I use Google Docs because, Sarah, I'm not very organized. I tried to learn Google Streak 6 times, and I was like, so much information. So my brain just is not like that. Anyway, so do either of you invite from the get-go when they're signing up with the challenge packs? Oh, yeah. We didn't mention that. Every single person I have joined my team, I always say there's 2 ways to join. You can join as a discount coach, or I say you can join as a coach, or you can join as a client. Here's the difference. Either one is fine with me, your choice. But then I always follow up with them on week 3 after their stuff shipped and say,
yeah,
hey, you want to convert to a coach now or what? If they didn't.
Yeah.
So I think there's one other question. Izzy, can you repeat the example of the message you sent when you said, if you do X and I'll do
Oh,
Y?
yes. That's, I have to say the whole invite to be able to say that if you do X and Y, this is how I've like remembered the whole thing. So, hey, whoever it is, like I always use their name. How are you? Or I might just say like, thanks so much for keeping up with my stories, following me back, following me, liking my liking my post. I really appreciate it. I might usually with the coach one, I'm referring something on their page that I like I like the energy or something. And then I'll say, we're hosting a live informational group all about what we do as wellness coaches and it'll be the 22nd of January. If I sent you more information or if I gave you more details, or would you like to learn more? And usually then after that, I say, please don't worry if it's not of interest. I just wanted to ask because I thought you could be good at it, is usually what I say, because it gives them an out. And I think it then takes the pressure off them to feel like I've suddenly, particularly if I'm like, for the most part, people like my stuff, follow me, whatever, and then they're getting that message. I don't want it to come off like really like super like in your face without giving them an out, because I just think it's too much, even for me. So
I love it. All right. Yeah. So as we leave the call, I think it's important to have a plan of action. I hate getting off a call and we go, that was nice. I'm so excited.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we go do laundry and wipe kids' boogers and we forget what we talked about. So you need to take a minute, the next minute from this call, like right now, and write down 3 action items that you're going to do. So that like what is something you're going to go post in your stories right now? What's a post you're going to craft tonight to go up on your Facebook and your Instagram page? What is the theme of it? Like, because there's so much you can talk about with coaching and this and everything else. What's important to you right now? Like what stood out to you? And write down those quick little bullet points or verbs or, action words right now so that you don't forget. Then lastly, if people are popping into your brain like, oh my gosh, I would love for them to join my team, write their names down and tell yourself you will invite them ASAP. The faster you invite, the better. And the best way to invite them is just to be sincere and send a voice thing. Hey girl, hey. Just kidding, don't do that. Everybody hates that. But anyway, so like for me, I just mapped out my Instagram story spotlights. I'm excited to craft my post for tonight. And I know I'm going to go live in my current challenge groups and talk about this event coming up and get excited and be like, I'm looking for my next dream team. You're in here. I know it. So.
I love that. I love it.
Should we take a picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Or boomerang. I don't mind.
Phones out. We'll do a 1, 2, 3. And I can always post this in my group or whatever.
And I'm going to get the group up for you guys. So I'll let you know when it's up.
Okay.
Can we do a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Perfect. Awesome.
I love collaborating with other coaches on the team. A lot of you I don't know. The majority of my team still works. I have a lot of working moms or moms that volunteer at schools and stuff during the day, and so they will catch this tonight. But it was so fun to see all your beautiful faces and just to know that we all are different and we all come in this together though with different, like we come and approach the business different, but we have the same purpose, which is we really do want to change other people's lives with fitness and the business and also change our own and leave a legacy that we're really, really proud of. And so by working together, we're going to be so much more powerful than just being, all by ourselves. And that's why we decided to do this. So let's go out and find some people that want to join this. And then they'll be on this call when we do this again, like in a month or something. Isn't that cool to think about?
I love it. One final thing with the like testimonial, have you got like a format or an app that you have got in mind, Emma, that you want everyone to use? Because I know we spoke about it being like, did you want it uniform?
For the testimonial for the group?
You know, when everyone's introducing themselves, do we want to have it in a set like template?
Yeah, let me go ahead and just type it up. I'll send it over to you, and that way everybody kind of does the same thing.
Amazing.
Okay. All right. Bye, y'all.
I'm excited. See you later.